into the first clip because we have a few of them we're gonna watch. And in this one, it's a tip from a person that definitely doesn't have a dent in their head, but they're a chill, positive, handsome member of the community that can't stop thinking about the detractors.
Now, I also have received, excuse me, a generous $50 tip this morning. We haven't even started with gameplay, and I received a $50 tip, and that is much, much, much appreciated. Let's go ahead and play the animation of me in a diaper in celebration. This person says, "Hey Phil, I just tuned in. Here's $50 just to make him mad. This is so hilarious. Your enemies are all coping because now you've finally made some friends." Yeah, I know. So, by the way, if you want to have your name in a tip, please include your name in the tip body of the message, because I don't know what your name is, so I'm just going to say anonymous. But thank you so very much. Literally with that, we hit my tips goal for the stream. I won't be having to mention, you know, anything about, you know, contributions. But I will shout them out as they come in, and I'm very grateful for them. So thank you very much, guys. Gunner Glasses to start here today. Before I even get to my interesting announcement that you guys are going to love.
Walk in for all your favorites during Little Caesar's Summer of Hot and Ready, like a thin crust pepperoni pizza for $7.99. No need to order ahead, just get here ASAP. Stuck the landing! Walk in for your hot and ready favorites like $7.99 thin crust.
Pizza, pizza.
So he receives a very generous $50 tip from a little bitch that can't even say their name. And this person says, here's $50 just to make them mad. Your enemies are all coping because you finally made some friends. Let that sink in. And honestly, I can't tell which one is more regarded. The loser that has to pay $50 just to say that, or the 42-year-old loser that's just now making some new friends. Friends that were trashing him 2 months ago, by the way, talking about his fat-ass wife and comparing him to a crackhead that begs every day. It's like middle school all over again, where you let the other kids abuse you just so you can hang out with them. But then Phil says, with that tip, we've hit our $50 goal for the day, and he won't have to really mention contributions anymore. Are you sure about that, Phil? Well, let's go into the next clip.
Snarf says, yes, Kino Casino turns it into a skit, but it probably won't work for everyone. Right? I mean, here's the funny thing. You know, you see them doing it, and it's funny and everything. And people then say, well, Phil, you know, every time that you ask for something, it's horrible. Like, how dare you? And I'm like, but what am I doing that's different? And I guess here's the answer. I guess what people are saying is people did respond to the clip, and they said, basically, when I ask for contributions, it's all about how you phrase it. If we're doing it for fun, like, come on, guys, right now, let's get a tip, right? Let's get this up to 60 right now. Let's get it to $60 literally right now. There's nothing holding us back. We can do it. Let's get the $60 of tips on the stream right now. That's different than me being like, so guys, just so you know, we don't hit the tips goal. That's going to set me back because tips are what I use, pay bills, get groceries, and that's what keeps the streams going. If you don't tip, that's what keeps me going, and I might not, you know, I won't be able to do this full time. Man, if you don't tip, people are like, dip. You really need to do one. People like motivation, getting people hyped. Come on, support because you know you really want it. As opposed to the other way, where it's kind of like almost negative reinforcement, where it's like, well, all these bad things are going to happen if I don't hit my goal today. And even if it's true, even if those things I'm saying are true, the audience doesn't want to hear it that way, correct? The audience wants to hear it in like a hype, positive manner. Right? John Doe says the king doesn't ask for donations. Tell everyone you're collecting at your taxes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the king has to collect his royal tax for today. You've all been here, you've enjoyed the show. I even entertained you with like 20 minutes of technical difficulties because I'm a buffoon. I'm sure you all had a good laugh. The king needs to collect his tax for that now, so please, send your taxes my way. Let's get the tier 2 tips goal. Let's do it. And then you could all vote for a hat for the king to wear for the rest of the stream. What do you think about that?
By the way, the clip before that was from 45 minutes earlier, which means he barely went 45 minutes until he asked them to hit the next goal. But don't worry, because like he said earlier, he's not going to have to mention contributions anymore more today. So he says when Kino Casino asks for money, it's fun and they're having a good time. But when he asks for donations, people say it's horrible and how dare you, and that he doesn't understand the difference. He then goes on to say, well, it might be because he mentions things like he won't be able to pay all his bills this month. This game might have to get taken out of the rotation, and he can't operate his business if he doesn't get the support. This is why I make all the videos that I do. So when he says shit like that, I can point you to clips like this.
My parents are doing good, all right? They're getting old, and my mom has had a lot of health issues over the years already. The last few years, like you guys mentioned, or you guys noticed I haven't really talked about my dad that much. It's because he's not doing very well. My dad is getting a lot of health issues, both his back, which he basically has, remember my back issue, my herniated disc? Well, he has at least 2, if not 3, in the same situation that I had. So he's really fucked up right now and can barely move around. He's been like this for about 2 years now. And now he's starting to have other health problems. He's starting to have heart problems, okay? So it's a bad situation. It's really bad. Just chill stuff. Guys, please tomorrow, I have to invoke you more and invoke your generosity tomorrow. If you can help me with tips tomorrow, please do. All right? I need to raise a lot tomorrow in order to make ends meet, in order to pay my bills, to afford my mortgage, as well as the payments that come up right after the mortgage coming up. If I don't, I can't pay my bills, you know, and that's not good. Eventually, we're gonna get to a point where there's enough in on YouTube, super chats and other shit that it'll be enough to support me longer than it did, and I won't have to worry about stuff like this every month. But right now, that's just not the case. Right now, I have to do the special event, and I hope you guys will support it and help me out tomorrow so I can get through this month. All right, guys. All right, fair enough. G. Bowler did a bit here. He said, I know nothing I can say or do will help with your situation, but I'm still your friend on the net. And I wish you the best in the difficult times ahead. Hope you pull through. I hope so too. At this point, I have pulled through. Hoping we can pull through again. If I don't pay this guy for the taxes this month, I can't get my taxes done now. What do? I don't know. It seems like do or die, you know? So I guess we'll see what happens.
I could probably play you 100 clips like that, but then the video would never end. You already know what clips I'm talking about. I've played all before. The kids you fucking laughed at with disabilities on screen. Basically dying. I'm never just gonna go away. I'm always gonna be around. Like a fucking pit bull that's gonna hold up your leg, and I'm never gonna let go. And people can say whatever they want about me. I know why I started doing this, and I know why I'm still doing it today. Next clip.
So they said they had a bunch of ideas for people who we could do co-op with. One is Mudahar. I guess he goes by Some Ordinary Gamers on the internet. He's a very popular YouTuber. He also said Josh Moon. I think Josh Moon is the owner of Kiwi Farm. Now, I have no idea how that would work. Or I'm being honest here. The owner of Kiwi Farm, a website that has been responsible for some of the most heinous things being posted about myself, my family members, my business. There's been full doxes. There's been all this shit going on. Okay? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what they're going for here. All right? They want to do something that's so outside the box. No one would expect it, and you know it would never have happened if all this other stuff hadn't been happening, correct?
Now, this is absolutely wild, and personally, I don't care if he talks to Josh or Muta. They're both grown men, and they can do whatever they want. The thing that trips me out the most is how many of his most loyal, long-time paid pigs have been doxxed and been shit-talked all over Kiwi Farms. Think about it. Now, Null didn't do any of that personally, so it's not his fault, but these are DSP's biggest fans, and apparently that doesn't mean jack shit. I honestly would like to hear from people like Battle Duck, Patriarchy, Murdoch, Guitar Player, Atlas Telemon, Planet Jeff, you know, the silent majority. You remember those guys? It's kind of funny how Phil doesn't really need them anymore, since he's got new friends now. But let's listen to the next clip and hear what he has to say about Muta.
Your space is about to change forever. Discover new metal posters from Displate. With new selective texture finish, sleek gloss, or smooth matte, explore unique art on high-quality steel. In 3 different sizes that you can hang in seconds. With no tools, no holes, and no sweat. Let your space tell your own story with metal posters from Displate. Explore unique art on high-quality steel. In 3 different sizes that you can hang in seconds.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV to watch up to 4 games live at once with Multiview. Watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Sign up today. Terms and embargoes apply.
I said to them, okay, like here's the thing about Mudahar. I'm not against doing a co-op gameplay with you, but that would be confusing as hell to me, okay? Because Mudahar, from my understanding, and a lot of from my understanding in the past, Mudahar has been absolutely nothing but nasty about me. He said, I hate this guy, I hate the way that he asks his viewers for contributions, and I stand completely against it, and I really hate his guts because, right, like I've heard him say something that content, correct? And it was only a year ago, all right? I come off the side scrollers interview with an incredible right? And Mudahar apparently offered $5,000, okay, for an interview. $5,000. I guess Jack wants to offer $5,000 for an interview. He wanted to interview me after side scrollers. Everyone wanted to me after side scrollers. Right? They wanted to cause further harm to me, talk about more drama and all this bullshit. Okay? We had a little back and forth. Essentially what he says is, I want to have an interview with you, I'll pay $5,000, right? You know, it will be a fair, it's going to be, you know, part right. And I just went back. I did I just did a 5-hour interview side. Now, a lot of people don't like the interview. About anything. Right now. So, if that's all you're doing, alright, then I'm not interested. However, if you want to interview, and by the way, I'm not going to accept any money from you to do an interview. I'll do it for free. I think I even said if he wants to donate the money to charity, he can do that. I can't remember how I framed it. I think I might even said that. Like, if you want to pay someone, go donate the $5K to charity. Don't give it to me. I don't deserve to be paid for anything. Okay? I said, but I'll do it for free. However, I just don't want to do an interview with you that's all about drama. There's no point. I have nothing to say about what okay?
I love the way you try to make it seem like it's an easy step in one thing. Oh, donate it to charity, but I don't deserve it. Reliable. So many questions being asked. $5,000, and it comes out later that you sat there and straight up lied to me or misled me just to take their money. What do you think I have? But that's definitely not the reason why. It's because he doesn't deserve the money. You know, just like Biggie wanted to keep his medical records private, despite desperately needing money and turning it down. Isn't it I also find it hilarious that he keeps going back and forth between, I've heard Muda say that he hates my guts, he hates the way I beg for money, then it's, well, other people have told me this. Just fucking admit it, bro. Like, you don't copyright strike people that make videos about you, man. Only restreamers. He then goes on to say that it was only a year ago, after the interview with the side-scrollers, that, quote, went incredibly poorly. We all know that. Is that right? Because towards the end of it, you said, quote, this is the fairest I've ever been treated on the internet. But apparently that was just another one of your lies. Turns out I've got you all wrong, Phil. You are a stand-up kind of guy. Thumbs up, buddy.
Excuse me. An anonymous tipper says, will you co-watch your own documentary with anyone? I already answered that. I'll tread the ground again. You must have showed up late. My documentary is over 4 hours long. Have someone watch it with me would entail them to have to commit to like a week worth of night streams, like 10 plus hours of streaming, where I would benefit because it's on my channel. That's fucked up. I wouldn't do that. So the answer is no. I'm going to do the full react myself over the course of like a week. Okay? If other people want to watch back my react and react to it, they are welcome to do that. Okay? They're absolutely welcome. But that would be pretty greedy of me, I think, to come out of nowhere and be like, hey, Kino Casino guys, or hey, anyone for that matter, could you come on my stream and react to my documentary for 5, 6 nights straight, 2-hour chunks, and basically make me money? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's fucked up. Okay? I'm gonna do it for myself. Like a man. I'm gonna watch my documentary, I'm gonna react to it, and you know, this is the other thing too, so people are like, why don't you just not react to it? The only thing is video. It's critical that I just did a documentary. And I understand there's been a million documentaries about me, and I've already reacted to one. But I think it's fair.
Wants you to believe that because he doesn't have other people go watch the documentary with him because it's too greedy to ask people to spend a few nights with him watching it. And it's totally not because someone like Muda might offer him $10,000 on the spot to show his WWE Champions account. He wouldn't even have to show his name, by the way, just his total score. And that could be matched up against Down from the Rafters to prove it's not him. But that's not the reason, guys. It's because he doesn't want to be
Discussing complex topics can be challenging. I like the flexibility to simplify and let Grammarly rewrite it. Grammarly makes your message clear so it's understood. Download it for free at Grammarly.com.
So shout out to Hard Nose. I have your back. Here's $5 to make your $95 a month. Well, I really appreciate that, Hard Nose. Chat. I don't get fucking around. I'm not asking for anything, man. I'm trying to razz people because that's what the guys do over there and people seem to like. Okay. John Cool. Thank you for a $10 super chat, and he says it's tax-free, bish. So thank you. I mean, I wish it was. None of this is tax-free. I pay taxes on all this shit. I really wish it was tax-free. Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard. Is it John Cool? It was John Cool, correct? John Cool. Yes, I got it right. Okay. So thank you, John Cool. No, currently I pay taxes on everything. Every single piece of income I get. No lie. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, tips, Patreon. You know, I pay taxes on every single thing that I receive. That may change in the future if these tax laws in the U.S. actually change the way that these politicians are claiming they're going to change them if they get elected. Maybe I won't have to pay that much, but sadly, I do pay taxes on everything.
The fact that he went into so much detail there and took so long to answer the question, you know, it's alarm bells and red flags going off everywhere. But that's up to your friends at the IRS to decide, Phil. And would it shock me if a previous tax cheat is still currently cheating on his taxes? No, it wouldn't. Just like it wouldn't surprise me if a former mobile game crackhead was still currently a mobile game crackhead and wasting a ton of money on him. And that actually ties in perfectly to our final clip. Because on the Friday, August 16th night stream, someone asked him what he thought about people that waste large amounts of money on mobile games.
Okay, so now I'm getting a more general question. What do I think about people who spend that much money on mobile games in general? People's money is their own to spend however they want. Now, you can judgmentally say something from a subjective standpoint and be like, well, I think that's stupid to spend that much money frivolously on a mobile game, right? And that's your right to criticize like that, if that's what you think, right? For me, all right, I'll be honest, in the past, I have spent a significant amount of money on mobile games before even the WWE Champions thing even existed. I used to play one called WWE Supercar, all right? That one I have publicly admitted I sunk a lot of time and money into like a dummy. And I regret it now because I look back and I'm like, it was a waste of time, a waste of money. I earned nothing. It was just because I was addicted to it. Okay? Listen, if you get your endorphin rush from playing those games, if it gives you enjoyment, then you have a right to put money into whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And no one really has a right to criticize you. At the same time, is it pretty stupid spending that much money on an addictive game that really goes nowhere? Yeah, probably. But again, that's a subjective question, you know? Okay.
$110.99 from Apple iPhone.
That was absolutely talking about your home, but here he just casually admits he used to dump a ton of money into WWE Supercard. Now that's not breaking news, but still, I found one of the last
years ago.
So that was from January 25th, 2018. And longtime Hayden Baking player, which, by the way, where you see I know what I'm talking about, but he has Phil with the WWE Supercar. And of course, Phil says no, he hasn't played that game in like 2 years. That's because he was playing WWE Champions already. Let's put that aside. He says it's only positive. He hasn't played it since WrestleMania 2016. So, let's just show the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't played the game since the start of 2016, which is a fucking lie, by the way. But that at least gives us some kind of factual data in his own words. Now, the beginning of 2016 was a rough time for Satan's friend Phil, but it was a good time for our friend on my
Let me burn up in.
discovering DSP's free streets of gold. And during these videos, he reacted to what DSP was talking about. And as you can see from the pictures, a lot of these business failing emergency podcasts were from the end of 2015 and the start of 2016. It's almost like he's dumping a ton of money into mobile games because he's addicted to his own work. It takes some kind of hit to his business, and all of a sudden it's, I'm going to lose my house, my business is weak, and I need your help more than ever. Well, what about all the money you were wasting on those games? It's almost like today, where you claim you're not spending any money on WWE Champions and that those bank leaks weren't yours. But somehow you're still always strapped with cash and needing people's help, despite getting a bankruptcy and clearing a bunch of credit card debt. So, which is it, Bill? Were you lying then, or are you lying now? And I'm actually glad you found your new best friends, because those are two guys that sold themselves out a long time ago and will say anything to anybody just to get the money from you. But it makes sense why they're that happy today, because they found somebody worse than them, dumber than them, and a person that would sell his wife down the river just so he can claim his money. You can really fuck that guy. But with this recent meltdown, breakdown, whatever you want to call it, that Boogie's been going through lately, it got me wondering how many of these lolcows are actually self-aware and know what they're doing. A perfect example is Chris Chan. That dude is so far gone, or she, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But when you watch a video of them, you can clearly see something's not right. And it's been that way for a long time. I've seen the argument that this way. His parents, when he was younger, the autism, and whatever other medical conditions he's been diagnosed with. And honestly, it's probably a combination of all three. Then you look at someone like Boogie, and I wanted to make a video about this recently, but I'm just gonna include it here. I've seen so many videos and channels highlighting Boogie and just what a piece of trash he is. But don't forget about those early channels that were calling this stuff out a long time ago. You know, these people get forgotten, but they were ahead of the curve. They saw this stuff before anybody else. And it's not just here on YouTube. I remember Reddit compiling all this shit and going after him as well. Now, some people might say, just like with Chris Chan, the combination of the trolling, Boogie's upbringing, his mental illness, all played a factor in the upbringing. And with Chris, I can buy that. With Boogie, hell no, I don't buy it. He knows what he's doing. When I watch him have these meltdowns on Local Live, he's screaming and jiggling around and just yelling over anybody that tries to he immediately slides down the stairs. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but it happens enough where you can notice it. And the problem
Costco just brought in this brand new 49-inch mega gaming screen from Samsung, and it's glorious. It has a perfect curve and is built with a ton of great features, including some from AMD. If you're a gamer, this is for you. Hurry up to Costco and grab it while it's on sale today.
I was hoping to kick a little work my way. I got my last 2 jobs for the wife.
Maybe he can get you your next one.
Maybe.
Well, what would I ever do without you? You just sit there and drink your beer, hubby. I'll fix the sink myself.
The hell you will. I'll fix the sink, Roseanne.
Oh, talk is cheap, Mr. Fix-It.
Fixing a sink is a husband's job. I am the husband.
Yeah, not the one, so it's my job to do everything else, right?
Oh, don't give me that.
Oh, well, it's not to be true. I put it in yesterday at the factory, and then I come home and put in another 8 hours. I'm running around like a maniac, and I'm smoking in the bathroom dirt drawer, one bag, packing the kitchen and everything else, and you don't do nothing.
I would really like to plenty around here.
I'm seriously considering
Clean the gutters.
because
What's the point here,
they're
Roseanne?
gonna follow me and they're affecting my business.
Sound point, okay? Sound point.
They're affecting my ability to make money. It appear offline doesn't work. Fucking offline. No, they're going to research.
This is a magic kingdom where you just sit up here on your throne. And you think everything gets done by some wonderful wizard. No food, no laundry, no dinner's on the table.
Want to fix dinner? I'll fix dinner. I'm fixing dinner.
I'm banning
Oh, honey, you just fixed.
real talk. My mod should be doing this. I gotta play. Honestly, I don't care. I hate everything to do with life. He's following me right now, shooting at me.
Now, Jordy McJordy's doesn't have those kind of outbursts anymore. He went and got on medication, and it seems to have calmed him down. Personally, I think he's just become a robot, you know, boring and lifeless. But that was his decision, and he felt like it was best for him. The question we're asking here, is he self-aware? Does he know what he's doing? I think Wings is willing to humiliate himself, but I also think there's lines that he's not willing to cross, especially when you compare him to somebody like Luke, who's just willing to do or say anything, no matter the consequences. Now, Wings has said some really messed up shit in the past, and people still bring it up to him every day. And while I think Wings has changed for the better, just like Luke, he made that bed. Now he has to lie or get off his hands. And this is one problem I do have with Wings. He'll still go on a bandit spree sometimes. He say things like LOL, page 5, or whatever he says he loves.
Stephen Smith, page 5 is not allowed to be talked about unless it's on the back of $10 bills. Let me say it clearly. It's a meme. It doesn't mean anything. Again, like, donate the $10 doesn't mean you're going to answer the question. It just means I'm not going to punish you for trolling. Like, if it's something stupid that I feel like I'm going to use against them, to ignore it. You know, this, as a matter of fact, like, I want to, one time I will out for 10 minutes. Like, I expected, like, ideally I want 300 to 350 views for Rainbow Stream. If you want to talk about viewers and they're under that number, expect to be timed out. Go ahead and ban Don, please. Like, anybody going forward talks about the viewer count, do a 10-minute timeout. If they come back and do it again, ban them for permanent. for reference, like Article 5 could be a 10-minute timeout, Ryan Whitman could be a 10-minute timeout, Anthony T.I. could be a 10-minute timeout. This is how I want to police.
Imagine timing people out for saying LOL. What kind of human being do you have to be to do that? And like I said earlier, I think Wings is in control of himself for the most part. You know, I think he's pretty self-aware. But when you're still doing shit like that, that's what makes you the love. Red needs a ban or time people out isn't going to make them stop. It's just going to create more Sorc accounts and get people to come back and do it again the next day. And you've been doing this long enough that you should know that. And speaking of doing this long enough, that brings us to this fucking guy. Now, he's the one that I'm really qualified to speak on. I thought about saving him for last, but I've got a special surprise for you towards the end of the video. But where do we even start with this one? Now, when I first started watching him, I used to go back and forth all the time. One day I would think, this is all about him, and he's just putting on a show for the camera. Maybe I could possibly be this stupid and tone deaf. Then the next day I'd be like, he really is a genuine scumbag, and he just doesn't care. Then the day after that, I'd say, he probably has convinced himself that he's the good guy and all that. In his mind, he doesn't beg every day. He's not a mobile game crackhead. It wasn't his fault that he went bankrupt. And he doesn't use people, then throw them away like trash when he's done with them. And then eventually, I came to the conclusion that, yeah, it's probably a combination of all three. He knows he's a scumbag, but somehow he's convinced himself that everybody else around him is a scumbag. And he's got nothing to lose now, so he might as well play it up for the camera. But what fascinates me about this guy, and what separates him from Wings and Boogie, and most of the other people on this list, is he has morals and values, and that he's righteous. I mean, it boggles my mind. Imagine the phone at the intersection, asking you for money, but at the same time, peeking into your vehicle going, damn, you drive around like a bloody ass car. This is what USB reminds me of. This fucking guy one time compared himself to people in the flight.
It's just something that happened, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, on top of all the shit that I've seen for years now, every possible I'm not a religious person or anything like that. I know I just want you to know that, but I grew up Roman Catholic. There's a story, is it Job or Jonah? Who was it? I think it was Jonah. He got eaten by a whale or something, and it was just like, you know, Lord, you do so many negative things to me. What did I ever ask, or how did I ever ask for this? And I guess the answer that he got back was basically, it's test or something. And you know, I don't know. I don't remember the story. I feel like that person who's now been like every possible fucking thing thrown against me, right, over the years, that could negatively be against me to the point where it's like, I mean, I don't know. You know, I can't even fathom things, you know, that could happen to me that are, you know what I mean? What's the next big negative thing?
Dying weak. I'm sorry.
Make it make sense. But this is why he's a log cow. This is what separates him from people like you and I. And while DSP is my area of expertise, there's another person I've been paying close attention to that's been doing a lot of the same things recently.
But 125 is the number. Please and thank you. Let's, don't make me get too beggy and weird. I fucking hate it. It's terrible. Just support the show. Throw in a few bucks. We've done 4 hours of really good stuff for you today. We've got 4 minutes left and we got to start a rally. Otherwise, I'm sitting here with my dick in my hand repeating the same 5 things over and over, which is always really fucking embarrassing. 125 is the number. This won't take much, guys. Let's get a move on. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, membership. Can't lose by 125. That puts us in a bad spot. Mario, thank you for the $1.10. Guys, please not $1. Please. I just don't want to start the day like this. All right, off we go with the Trump thing. I'm going to be upbeat and positive. You guys are going to help out.
Again, can somebody please explain to me why the phone at the intersection is staring into my vehicle, talking about how good he is? How do you live like that? He makes a fool of himself every single day. And then he has the nerve to talk shit about sex.
I'm gonna tired of that chair. Make her watch 15 years of our home movies. I can offer you $1.50 an hour.
See how I pull my cart to the side?
There is a damage reduction.
Another thing he's done
What is
is tell the story of how his wife
What are you doing?
and moved in with another couple. And those 3 people picked him to the curb. And when you watch clips like that, you can see why they got rid of him. But now recently, he's been trying to spin it as he left them behind. He's glad he got away from them. And he's declared himself the winner in all this. You can't make this shit up. These people have to lie to themselves in order to spin everything, so they don't have to face reality. And what's the reality? They're fucking lolcows on the internet. And once you cross that line, there's no coming back. You don't have a choice but to go further or get off the internet. But they can't seem to do it. And speaking of someone that should get off the internet, let's meet our next contestant. Boss Man Jack, the price is right. Come on down.
That one on the right! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No way! Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, dude! No way! Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Dad! Dad! I just put $31,000. I'm not kidding! You have to help me with this! $31,000! How can you get into the bank tomorrow? I don't know. Oh my f***ing god. Now what were you saying about not letting me cook? Oh my f***ing god. I just hit 1,000x. I just hit oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I'm gonna do something funny for you guys, just for shits and giggles. I'm gonna put $1,000 on a Plinko ball. Here we go, guys. Just one and done. See what happens. Oh, you sick son of a bitch. Now we'll do a 960. Last one. I'm gonna cash out right because I swear to God. Oh my God, guys. Guys. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh my God, I cannot believe I have 30 grand. Oh my fuck, somebody has to clip that. I want to start crying, dude. I almost want to start crying after that, dude. I'm not kidding.
Now, would it shock you to learn that he lost that $30,000 the very next day? And the answer is no, it wouldn't shock you. He's a fucking lolcow. It's the entire point of this video. But the crazy thing about it is, that's not even close to the biggest jackpot he's ever won. Roughly about a month ago, he hit for $185,000 in one night. Let that sink in. That could pay off half of a very nice house, depending on what part of the country you live in. And what did Boss Man Jack do with all that money? He bought an Escalade and a Range Rover. No, I'm kidding. He lost it all back less than a week later. And look, I understand being bad with money. I've done that myself in the past. But to get online and just broadcast all this stuff in real time to complete strangers, a bunch of people making videos about you, everyone either just laughing or feeling sorry for you, what kind of a way is that to live? And unfortunately for Boss Man Jack, he's got way bigger problems he's facing right now. He assaulted a family member. When he got arrested for it, they found drugs, and he was already on parole as it is. So he's got issues he's gonna have to take care of one way or the other. But speaking of lolcows getting arrested and the cops finding drugs everywhere, that brings us to the next contestant, Nick Recchietta. Come on down. Now, my close personal friend here is the back-to-back, like Drake, reigning, defending, undisputed, two-time lolcow champion of the year. I mean, this guy's life has fallen apart. Less than 2 years ago, he was doing 100,000 viewer live streams. He was getting so many super chats, he wouldn't even read them unless they were $20 and above. How on earth do you screw that up? Well, you introduce Yayo into the mix, and if that's not bad enough, then you introduce Aaron from the Steel Toe Morning Show into the mix. Then you start swinging with each other's wives, doing hot tub streams, and then when everyone puts two and two together and figures out what's going on, you lie about it and insult people for making up shit about it. Now, I think Nick is probably the smartest guy in this entire video, and that ain't saying much, but still, he should have known better. You don't put that Sonichu medallion on, no matter how good things are going. Now, I remember being in his chat that night when things really fell apart. Medicare was in there, Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed was going wild. I mean, there were some heavy-hitting trolls in the chat that night, and Nick decided to excuse himself to the ladies' room. And when he came back, there was a bunch of white powder on his nose and in his mustache. So Nick was obviously eating donuts on his break, of course. But things only got worse after that. And if you have any children close by, please escort them out of the room. Because what happened next is one of the most disturbing things ever caught on film.
Why would you do this? Why now?
So Nick was obviously eating donuts on his break. Are you old enough to remember Bat Boy from the Weekly World News? That's what it reminds me of. It's so disturbing, but I can't look away. And for the record, yes, Bat Boy is real, dumbass. Now, you would think it can't get any worse than that. White powder all over your nose, either doing something to yourself or having somebody else do it to you live on stream, and just being unable to string a sentence together. But unfortunately for Nick, it got much, much worse. The cops showed up at his house randomly, carrying, wink, wink, and they found 26 grams of powdered donuts, among a bunch of other substances. And Nick had to appear in front of a judge, along with his wife and mistress. Oh, and of course, it got live streamed because why wouldn't it? Now, going back to what separates us from them, a normal person might think, I need to lay low, maybe disappear from the internet completely. You know, I put my family through a lot. I've lost custody of my children. People are just gonna use me for content now. And what was going through Nick's mind? He was ready to come back and stream for his locals members, basically another version of Patreon, the very next day. How could you even consider that? And I've come to learn he needs to control the narrative, he needs to control the situation, and the only way he can do that is by coming back on stream almost immediately and lying about what happened. Now, just like with Bossman Jack, Nick has bigger problems he's dealing with, and to be honest, without snitching, I don't see how you can avoid jail time, getting caught with that much drugs in your house. But at the end of the day, that's his problem, and he has to deal with it. Now, there's one more person we're gonna look at, and unless you're in the DSP community, you won't know about this person, but you're about to find out. Say hello to a person that goes by Redemption Games. Now, he left that name behind because he started attracting trolls, and people started finding out bad things about him. So, in typical lolcow fashion, he just changed his name, thinking that would fix everything. But he also needed people to come watch his content, so he had to advertise it. And would you imagine my shock when the dirty trolls found him again? Now, this time he was going by Fake Reforged, and he creates content around playing video games and using my fate as a motivator, motivate myself to become a better person playing them video games. I mean, who wouldn't want to watch that kind of content? And as I said before, it didn't take long for the evil trolls to find him. So he decided to switch it up again, this time going by the name of the Guru of Games. Now, it probably won't surprise you to know he's already abandoned that account as well. And it's only a matter of time till he pops up with a new one. But let's get into why I'm including him here. Normally, I don't talk about people with disabilities, whether it's mental or physical. You know, it's not their fault, and I just don't have any interest in covering it. But that changed when I decided to make a video, and I included DSP superfan, Derek. And the reason I did that was because Derek does some terrible things online. He knows they're wrong, and he still chooses to do it anyway. And the proof of it is, he won't bring this stuff up to DSP or in DSP's chat because, again, he knows it's wrong and you're not supposed to do that. So when I found another DSP superfan doing and saying much worse things, the fact that he was using disabilities as an excuse didn't mean jack shit to me. Now, my boy, the Ugly Monster, is working on another video about